Welcome to Where in the US Are the Rip Fits travel videos. My name is Kara Rittenhouse and I restored a classic 88 Holiday Rambler which I bought in June of 2018. My husband Mark is in the military, so while he is gone this next year, me and the boys are going to hit the road. Today I'm sharing with you our journey down the Highway to Hell. Highway to Hell. That's what we named the trip today. So we left this afternoon. I actually left I was planning on leaving around 11, and I didn't get on the road, I think, until noon, leaving my in-laws. I was just trying to tidy up the last few things and say our goodbyes and get the kids situated and stuff. So we left there and we were driving down. The RV is literally shaking. It's so windy right now, and I have my stabilizers on. I've never felt wind like this. I drove down to the truck stop and I needed to get a weighed, like final weigh, like we've got everything. Needed gas. I needed LP, which is the liquid propane. It's called LP. And I wanted to they had a truck wash there, so I wanted to get the RV washed before we left because it was just full of dirt. My in-laws live on they live like 2 miles down a dirt road, so it was just filthy from driving back and forth on the dirt road for a while. So, you want to say hi? And then when I pulled out of the truck wash, I noticed that the back tire it looked a little low, like air pressure. So I walked in because they have like a bay for you to wash your truck, and then they had a truck shop right there. And I went in and I asked the lady, because I had to pay for the wash, and I said, can you do tire pressure? Because the tire pressure on the RV tires is different than a car. So it's 110 PSI is what it's supposed to be at, and like a car is around 40. So like my car pump, aka bicycle pump now, is not going to do those. And I have 8 tires. So I have 2 in the front, I have 4 in the middle axle, and then I have a tag axle, which is 2 more tires. So the double tires are like almost like a dually, like a dually truck tires. Like you have to go through one tire to get to the other tire to get the air pressure. So I know I'm not going to be able to do it myself. And I don't have the equipment to do it either. I mean, that's something I might add down the road. But anyway, so they were having trouble getting I guess the hubcaps weren't lined up right with the tire and where the, I don't even know what those called, the valves are. So they had to take some of the hubcaps off and then get to them. And then the poor guy, he's like down on the ground, like, and it's wet because it's the car wash bay. He's on his back underneath my RV, like going in from the other side of the tire to get to the thing. And he had these like valves that he put on, so you don't have to like take the cap off and then put them back on kind of thing. It's just like I don't know, it's a special valve. But he only had 4 of those, so only 4 of the tires have those, so I have to pick up 4 more somewhere else. So that took over an hour to get out and get on the road. So we didn't leave until I think it was 2:30 by the time. Oh, and when I got on the road, the GPS like didn't like turn me the right way, so I took a wrong turn, so I ended up having to go like 10 miles out of the way just to literally do a circle and go drive past the gas station again. Started off great. So we're driving, we get to Duluth. It was like perfect. We saw Lake Michigan or Lake Superior, and we get on to Route 2, and for some reason the GPS took us south and then back up north. And I just figured it was just jotting us around like some construction or something, because I downloaded a truckers app, so I would like avoid bridges and that kind of thing. Well, that's not what it did. It took us like super far south. I couldn't turn around. I couldn't stop anywhere because it's these like tiny 2-lane roads. And I can't even go full speed because it's now getting windy and raining and I can't see very well. And once it got dark, I realized that like I have no lights on my dashboard. So I'm gonna have to check that fuse, find that fuse and check it. So like I couldn't see anything. So I was opening up Waze because it has the speedometer on there to know how fast I was going. And it was just, I was nervous. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't know what I was gonna come up upon, and I've not really used the app too much, so like I don't trust it like I trust Waze. And then I get to, we turn off, and it's supposed to be direct me back towards like the main highway, and then I start going down this dirt road. Well, it's only 0.8 miles. I'm like, okay, I can do this. Like my in-laws lived on a dirt road. It's fine. So then we turn onto like a paved road and we're driving down, and we're like literally going through like a state forest, and there's campgrounds off, and I'm like, okay, this is fine because obviously it's a safe route for other RVs, and it's through the truckers app, so like it has like my height and my weight in there and stuff. Well, then I get to a point in the road where it says road construction ahead, and I was like, okay, but you know, there's nothing else. And then I see a sign that says high water, and I'm like, stop the RV. And Kai's looking at me, is like, Mom, are we driving through water? I'm like, we're not driving through water. I will back this stupid RV up. And no, we're not driving through water. And like 1,000 scenarios are going through my head. So I kind of like creep up on it to try and see what's going on. And on my GPS, I can see the road goes like this, and the water comes right, like literally right up and touches the road. So I'm like, is the lake on the road now? Is it washed out? And it had rained, so is it like high water from all the rain that we've been getting? Or, you know, like I have no idea. And then there's another sign right past the high water sign that says gravel road. And I was like, okay, well, did they fill the road in with gravel? Like, am I gonna drive my 16,000 pound RV on this road and like fall into the lake? I don't want to fall into the lake. All these things are going through my head. So then I'm like stopped in the middle of the road. I can't see anything. There's no lights, nothing. I pull, like I actually have a Spotlight, 1988 Spotlight on the top of my RV. So I flip that on, and I'm like trying to spotlight the road to see, because my high beams can't, you know, it's not showing very much. I can't see too much. So and I'm like, well, it looks solid. Like, it looks like it's just a gravel road. Like, I see where the water's at, but it doesn't look like it's on the road. It doesn't look wet. And then this car comes up behind me and passes me, because I have my flashers on. He passes me, and he drives right on the road. Like, nothing. He doesn't even, like, sink in, no tire marks in the gravel. Like, it's packed down gravel, like, super, super good. So I'm like, okay, I think you can do this. So I start creeping up, and I go slow, and I go slow. And it was fine. It was just like a short little jaunt, almost kind of like a bridge, I would say. And they must have just filled in the road because it got too low and got washed out. So it was fine. And then we continued on. But that jaunt, like south and back up, took us, because I couldn't even do the right speed, maybe 90 extra minutes on the thing. And of course the boys are starving. I can't pull over anywhere to like even stop and make them food or anything. It's like, suck it up, you got to deal with it. I'm sorry, but like this sucks for me too. And I'm super nervous about, I don't know what's going on. I just want to be there. Like we're supposed to be there hours ago. So, and I promised him, I was like, we're staying at like a casino parking lot tonight. It was $10 if you just dry camped, which I can just run the generator. And it was a good thing because behind the RV where the electric box is just, it's a puddle, a water puddle. So I don't want to be traipsing through that with an electrical cord. So I promised them that we would go in and I would just buy them dinner, figured I'd get them dessert, and I don't really want to cook anything either. So we go in and we pay and we talk to like the lady in the little smoke shop area that we have to pay. And we walk next door and like the close sign is up on the restaurant. The only restaurant in the casino is closed on a 24-hour casino. I'm like, of course, I had stomping boys out of like, this RV trip sucks. I'm like, thanks. So we ended up making pizza tacos and quesadillas, which were fine. They were actually yummy. And I conceded with giving my son Wi-Fi so he could play Fortnite on the Switch. Or like not Wi-Fi, but like I paired it to my phone, so he's using my data. And then the other one's in the back, hanging out. I think talking to his friends. I don't know. So learned a few things. 1, don't leave late. 2, don't drive at night. 3, double check your app. Actually, when I was talking to the lady in the smoke shop, because I told her what happened, she had said that used to be a detour for that part of Route 2 was under construction. So they had everybody detoured through that area, which is just ridiculous. Anyway, I think I would have rather gone north around, like that looked better, or shorter anyway. But so it must just still be in the app. So I'm gonna do a little bit of digging and planning a little bit better on the GPS thing. So that was the other lesson. The last lesson is don't promise your kids you're gonna take them out to dinner when you get in late somewhere, because that might happen. So tomorrow we are continuing on our journey across we're not in Michigan yet. I don't even know what state we're in. We're in Michigan. We're going to a winery tomorrow, and they're supposed to be picking grapes, which is super cool because I've never done that. And Kai wants to stomp the grapes. I told him he could ask. So that's part of the Harvest Host location. So we're going to be stopping there, and we're looking forward to that. So I'm going to get up early tomorrow and start driving. Should only be 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. But I want extra time. I'm not driving at night anymore because that sucks. All right, continue on. Thank you for joining us on our journey. Follow our blog and Instagram to see where we are exploring now. Make sure to say hi on Instagram or on our Facebook page. Links are found on our website, whereintheus.com.